What up, pimps? The Arcturus AK74u. What a beauty. You know, it's so nice you could put it on the mantelpiece and even your wife wouldn't complain.
No.
Okay, maybe a little. Alright, on with the review. So, this isn't the flash hider that you originally get with the gun. The original flash hider is this weird looking meat tenderizer thing. This fantastic little cube of weirdness. At first I thought it was like completely hideous, but you know what, I've come around to it. I think it looks quite cool and quite quirky, and I can see why they've gone for it. It really gives it its own little character. I've personally gone for this Noveski sound amplifier on mine. I don't know, it just goes with the look. I think it looks really nice. Moving back from that, you've got this aluminium rail. Now the aluminium rail is pretty cool. It's got Picatinny on each side and on the top, and underneath it's got M-lock. Now it's a bit annoying because it's only 2 segments of M-lock, so you can only just about fit like a vertical grip and not much else, which is kind of annoying, a bit pointless. It doesn't really matter to me too much because I'm not using it at all anyway. The only rail segment I'm using is for this one on the side, just to mount the obligatory flash.
I just think they're neat.
Moving back, you've got the receiver. Now, the receiver's fairly plain compared to the rest of the gun, in the sense that it's just a basic standard AK74u receiver. But it being made by Arcturus, it's rock solid. It's made out of stamped steel, just like a real AK, and I dare say it kind of feels like a real AK as well. You've got absolutely no wobble, not even from the dust cover at the top. It feels really nice. Even the selector switch is like a really solid, clicky feeling selector switch, which I'd love to say the same for like SEMA guns, but you really can't. Now obviously it's going to loosen up over time, just like all selector switches for AKs do, as long as you keep it tightened with this little 3mm Allen key, then it should be absolutely fine. On top of that, you've got, instead of a rear sight, you've got this rail segment. Now, yeah, okay, you can use it as a rear sight, but the notch is so shallow you can't actually get a decent picture with it at all, so it makes it pretty much useless. You really want to get yourself an optic, and I've put like a little T1 red dot on mine, and I think it looks pretty damn cool. Further back, of course, you got the pistol grip. Instead of going for the standard AK, they've gone for like the futuristic look. So there's like the mag ball style pistol grip. Very comfortable, very solid, very nice. What can I say? Now, as you saw earlier, the gun does not come with this type of mag. This is a PTS mag. I've just added it to the gun because it looks so awesome, and it's translucent, so I can see how many BBs I've got. Win-win. Right to the end of the gun, you've got the stock, this beautiful skeletonized stock. As far as I can tell, it's made of aluminium, and it is so solid. So even though it's a folding stock, there's no wobble or anything like that. There's no flexing at all. It feels really, really premium, and I absolutely love it. Now, as well as looking cool, it's also got QD sling points. So you've got sling points on either side, left or right, as well as sling points on the front of the gun, left and right, and even a sling point in the gun's little butthole right here. Now, as well as having really great externals, the internals are pretty damn good too. So every gun comes with I think it's a 6.2mm tight bore barrel. It's an aluminium barrel. It's very, very high quality. Usually when I get guns like this, the first thing I do is get a ZCI barrel and swap it out, but there's no need with this one. It's absolutely amazing. I love the hop unit as well. Now, the standard AK hop unit, as everybody knows, is that little slider, and I don't get on with them myself. I find that they don't hold their position very well. Instead, Arcturus have made their own with this like rotary hop unit. It feels really nice, really solid. It doesn't click, unfortunately, but it's like nice and stiff, so you know that once you've got it into a position you like, it's not budging at all, which is really good to know. Now this one says it comes with a pre-installed like air seal upgrade kit, and I don't know exactly what components they've added or changed or whatever, but it shows because the consistency under an FPS is really nice. So when I chronoed this one, it was very, very consistent, which means you're going to get very, very good performance as well. The gearbox, exactly the same situation. It feels premium, so it feels like it's shimmed very, very well. It sounds really smooth, and I've got no issues with it at all. I don't want to take this gearbox apart unless I really have to, because it just feels so quality that I've got no reason to at all. Now, another thing that I like about the gearbox is the Microswitch trigger. It's gets rid of that problem that most version 3 gearboxes have, where it's got that shitty, mushy trigger. This one's got a nice click to it, and it's not like other Microswitch triggers that I have in other guns, where it's like a little mouse click. This is like a proper positive clunk. You know what I mean? You're actuating a proper little switch here, which means unfortunately that you're not going to be able to spam the trigger and get really high rate of fire and semi. But it does mean that every time you pull that trigger, it's a nice, positive, satisfying feeling, which I really, really enjoy. The motor in there it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it at all, but if you wanted to get a high torque motor, you could probably improve the performance ever so slightly, which I do intend to do down the line. One other downside I've noticed is that although it does have that Microswitch trigger, it doesn't have a MOSFET. It's kind of disappointing, because it means when I use 11.1 LiPo batteries, I will unfortunately like double shoot on semi. So I'll use semi and I'll shoot twice. It's not ideal at all. So unfortunately I have to stick with 7.4 LiPos. I still get decent performance with 7.4 LiPos, but it's a shame that something with this type of price point doesn't come with a MOSFET out of the box. What it does come with, which is a feature I haven't seen since my old G&G Top Tech Gen 2, like way back like 9 or 10 years ago, is a spring detensioner. So when you're firing, once you're done with the gun, you push this little button here, and what it does is it releases the tension that's on the main spring. So the spring has like much better longevity over time. It's a nice little feature which I wish more guns had, and it works really well here. They say it's got a quick change spring also, but I mean, if you have to remove the gearbox just to change the spring, is it really quick? Not in my opinion. I'll be honest, I've only used this for one game day, and I was satisfied with the performance. It was pretty good. It's much better than some guns that I get straight out of the box. It's not amazing. Reading people's thoughts online, a lot of people say changing the bucking does give the better results. So maybe down the line, I might swap it out for like a Prometheus purple bucking or something like that. But for now, I'm happy with it, and I feel no need to change it out just yet. So there you are, guys. That's a quick little video on the Arcturus AK74u, and it's like a judgment on the Arcturus brand in general. Is it worth the extra money compared to a SEMA? I personally would say so. SEMA make great guns, but this one is even better. You can really feel the quality when you pick it up and use it. Although it's a small little gun, it's actually got quite a bit of heft because of all those really solid components. And if every time you use the gun, every time you feel it, you feel like you're using the real thing, well, it's worth every penny in my opinion. So that's been the review of the Arcturus. I'll be interested to know what other people think. I'm really, really sad and lonely, so I actually read every single comment that you put on this video, and I reply to almost every single one as well. So leave a comment. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. You know how YouTube works. I don't need to explain it to you. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.